Frank Underwood attends a meeting concerning education reform, arguing for exemptions from frequent performance reviews for teachers and veterans with successful records. A 17-year-old girl died in a car crash while texting, and the local county administrator, Orrin, is using the incident to attack Frank politically, blaming the accident on the distraction of the Peachoid water tower in Frank's congressional district. Jin, Frank's aide, warns him that Orrin seeks to usurp his position and advises an immediate trip to Gaffney, Frank's hometown. Despite his reluctance due to ongoing union issues, Frank prioritizes the Gaffney situation and postpones addressing the union concerns. Linda Vasquez informs Frank that he cannot postpone an upcoming speech. Meanwhile, at the Washington Herald, Gillian Cole is upset that Zoe Barnes received a front-page assignment and a promotion above her. Claire Underwood attempts to placate Gillian, suggesting her assistance could benefit the World Water Initiative. Frank travels to Gaffney, intending to consult with local farmer Dick Peters and meeting with local board members to discuss his plan to have farmers foot the bill for an upcoming initiative. Frank confronts Orrin, accusing him of exploiting the tragedy for political gain and subtly threatening him to step down. During the meeting, it becomes clear that Frank intends to force Dick Peters' retirement. In Gaffney, Frank instructs Jin to gather county traffic law documentation for a plan, reminding him to prepare for the upcoming election. Peter Russo attempts to sway Christina Gallagher with a lavish dinner and job offer, but Christina demands a specific position. She is upset when she discovers the job would be working for Frank Underwood, and though Peter pleads with her, Christina says she may seek employment elsewhere, implying their relationship may be over. Frank attends a memorial service where he attempts to offer condolences to the grieving Masters family, but Mr. Masters angrily rejects him. Back at Peter's apartment, an argument about another woman's toothbrush escalates when Peter disposes of cocaine. Meanwhile, Frank learns from Claire that Zoe Barnes is investigating their district's school system. Frank and Zoe exchange suggestive text messages, ending with Frank reviewing the text messages on his phone. At the Washington Herald, Tom Hammerschmidt watches Zoe interviewed about her investigation into Frank's school charter program. After delivering an unusual and impassioned eulogy at the church, Frank calls Stamper to investigate Orrin Masters for signs of corruption. Back in D.C., Claire discovers Gillian has malaria and is refusing treatment, threatening to call to Cruz if Gillian doesn't seek medical attention. Frank asks Meacham to make sandwiches for the Masters family and promises to compensate Jessica Masters for her loss to help the family move out of Gaffney. The next morning, Stamper is warned by Orrin that he can't fix everything and that the 5th district seat is not Frank's to give. Back at his family home, Claire encourages Frank to have tea with Gillian, an aide who recently lost her child. Later at the Underwood home, Gillian and Jessica share tea with Claire, where Jessica expresses gratitude and claims her bout with malaria in Zimbabwe gave her a new perspective. Frank returns to Gaffney to address the community, explaining that his people value humility as both a strength and a weakness, instructing his team to be humble before them to gain their compliance. After a tense exchange, Stamper agrees to help Orrin only if Orrin promises to help him secure a seat in D.C. Meanwhile, in D.C., Zoe is working on a story for Peter Russo, and he asks to be made co-author, planning to begin the article by highlighting the number of positions the base closings are creating. Orrin is then instructed to take what is his and bury the rest, remaining calm and observant. Finally, Frank confronts Orrin directly about a land issue and his political future, and offer Orrin views as an attempt to shift blame. The confrontation ends with Orrin cursing at Frank, who then walks away, confident in his position. Frank then meets with Stamper, telling him he has to keep his eyes peeled on Frank, claiming that is God's will. Frank Underwood steals white tulips from a yard and replants the disrupted vegetation before driving off in a silver sedan. During the drive, he speaks on the phone with Zoe Barnes, who is seeking advice about an upcoming interview. Frank dismisses her need for advice, suggesting she visualize the millions of people who will see her face and implying she's capable of handling it herself. After the call, Frank arrives at the Capitol, carrying luggage and the stolen tulips. He instructs a staffer that Kyle can stay if needed and orders a security guard to deliver the tulips to Claire Underwood's residence. Meanwhile, Claire is at a cemetery, where she observes a couple engaged in sexual activity on the grass and smiles. Finally, Kyle delivers the tulips to Claire's residence and arranges them in a vase.